guess today can be a longer video, I suppose. So I was busy all day. Well, no, a couple hours anyway. Getting my Oerlikon Canon 20mm all kind of put together again. So, this is actually a very heavy piece. I say it has everything on it, 1,000 pounds about. Nice bronze sight. As I said, I got about 11 or 12 of these things. This one I've had it for a number of years. Took it apart in Oregon and brought it down here and put it back together again. It's got lots of these belts, original belts. Leather, kind of strap yourself into it. So, hi doctor, and fire away. It's on an odd type of mount for a 50 caliber Browning machine gun, but that's okay. I have a bunch of mounts that I gotta put together again. Over there. Where am I here? All over there. So, like so. So my hands are a bit dirty handling barrels. So, anyway, when assembling these, you got to be careful. These are very heavy. The shields are very heavy. Canon's heavy as well. Be careful of the springs. Make sure all the cotters fit perfectly. Have your cotters with either cotter pins, of course, or you're gonna make sure they're gonna stay in there. You don't want them flying out. Hitting up against it, kind of moved around a little bit, I guess. But cartridge collector belt. It came out of a museum in California. I bought it on Gunbroker through the Canon Superstore people. No FFL needed because it's deactivated according to the ATF rules of deactivation process. What they do is collectors buy them like that, all chopped up, and weld them back together and make a display piece, so can never fire again. But over here, I moved our friendly target designation system over there out of the way and cleaned up a bit. It's an interesting thing. Make sure that doesn't crash into another pieces of stuff laying around here. So anyway, yeah. Look at all these bronze pieces here, solid bronze. Oh yeah. These are for the Mark 14 gun sight. And I have a lot of Mark 14 gun sights, along with a bishop's hat to calibrate it. So these all go on to these mounts here, over here. And I got the other part, all the pieces of, I don't know, maybe 1,000, 2,000 pounds of mounts. So this is all solid bronze. Here we have a trusty radar set. I think I could probably move it into another space, but I'll get around to that sometime. But this fellow is quite interesting. I like these things. Always have. In Canada, I collected 50 caliber Browning machine guns that were working. So this thing's got nice shields on it. Make sure it doesn't crash into something in the back here. Oh, hard. Big, long fellow. And below it is a cannon I built myself. Like so. Other than that, what's this over here? Oh, okay. Oh, what else? Got something to do here. Got to cut that down to size for a railing. And I have all this stuff over here. And what is that? All this, like, oh dear. Anyway, That radar set fit in this corner? Might. Where all the R90s are and other things. Ah. Let's see. Yeah, so this little fellow I made myself. Some breech loader. I made a couple of these already. A real heavy one, about as heavy as this, in the armory. Nice brass balls, and it unscrews, and you put your black powder in and fire away. It's got an elevator and everything with it. Didn't know it's sticking up like that. There we go. That's working. That's the elevator. Another cotter. Okay, pin. I was using on that oerlikon cannon to put the cotters in. That's how they do it sometimes. Well, that being said, radar I think will fit in there. It's right over there. Came off of HMCS Yukon. Well, almost brand. It is brand new. It does work fine. I got all the spare parts that came in the spares room in the warships. Also, my job on the warships, again, I mentioned 100,000 times, was electronics. All electronics take care of it, along with the ordnance and cannons and artillery and all that. So I did. And West Roots wanted me to go with some travel the world to do this kind of work, but no, I don't know. Can we zoom in on that? Hi, smile. Let's see. I guess not. There's a zoomer on this thing. I don't know. That's how dirty my hands are. So this museum piece had a little fence around it, and I got part of that still. A dummy man firing it. And it wound up, I guess the museum went broke or something, it wound up to gunbroker. I don't know what else they had, I really don't know, but if I look through my files, I'd probably find the museum. And anyway, moving right along, the electronic section is doing fine. I'm getting to think about 4 pallets, 5 pallets maybe, of more stuff, so I get all that running again. Excuse me, I gotta pass this guy. That's how it kind of looks like when you're... Move it this way. Behind it is a flower pot for 50 Browning. They call it flower pots. It's bronze too, by the way. That's amazing, isn't it, Major? I moved a floor crane over here. Kind of a blank spot, save space, and easy to go to access each room. Where are you going? Yeah. Over here. Number 1. Move the ray gun here. Probably be in this area that'll be operating. All this slowly getting done. I had this guy running the other day searching for weather balloons. Move some of these units around because to make room for 4 or 5 pallets. R390s all over the place. So yeah, I think this floor crane out of there, this can be moved after the deliveries. Give me more space in the control center. It's over here. I get my exercise. Yes, I do. Lots of fun restoring these things. Or building them too. Time for a smoke. Smoke. Hello, Mr. Floor Queen. You were quite helpful in lifting those shields up. That was kind of fun. I think they weigh about a couple 100 pounds each, maybe less than that. You gotta just line everything perfect up and bolt it in. Without banging anything. Yes. Not wrecking anything. So. That was cool. Oh. Okay, so anybody out there looking for history? I bought for a mere $200. Mere $200. A 19 millimeter M1, M4 anti-aircraft cannon. Amex salvage. The cannon was located at Fell Armory, North Vancouver, British Columbia, where one man was killed trying to take it apart. If you want to look up North Shore News in the mid-70s, check it out. But somebody stole my cannon. And don't know who yet, but gun collectors are looking for it. It's got an epic story behind that thing, so if my book's being published, the cannon episode is very important. Since I made the cannons ever since I was a kid. First guns were Ross rifle, double barrel shotgun, 12 gauge. Not deactivated working, of course. The only things I bought deactivated were 50 Brownings, but that's ones that worked. I love the smell of grease of this old stuff. Anyway, moving right along. Ooh, nothing like a smoke. Not a bad spot for talking. I got a bit of time today, so tomorrow, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh yeah, I mentioned that already. I'm working on my upper deck section. Another railing and that easy work. So I will be putting out 100,000 volts here sometime. Do the old Hutchison effect again. I think. Well, hopefully it works. I don't know. It's been a while. I get all these questions of power cells and the Hutchison effect. Well, the power cells was barium titanate, okay, with crystalline wafer structures manufactured by Goodfellows and Cerac metals, or ceramics, sorry. So you got high voltage in barium titanate cylinders, right? Okay, well it sparks off, but then you got to modulate it. So I used wafers and boosters and storage, high voltage storage caps. Then it brought down to 3 volts, up to 3 amps, the biggest one I ever made. Smallest one was 24 volts, 1/4 amp, tested by Thomas and client from Germany, $250,000. Each time I built these for clients is roughly $250,000 each time. I knew how to build them and had all the time in the world to do other things like work on the warships and other fun things. I made these rather quickly. Put them together, I had a lot of time to do other things, so my first early explorations of this was with the warship crystals in the sonar room. Had a drawer classified on it. Of course, I left it behind. In it was a crystal oven with big crystals in the oven itself, like that. Hexagonal. Very powerful self-reactive material. So a couple of those barium titanate, and I believe George Hathaway and friend Hal Pudoff showed up to get Alex Pizarro's papers and documents and stuff. Hal looked at it and played with it, and George saw it, but they didn't seem interested in it at all. So It was interesting. I then graduated to the more powerful ones, but then I lost interest in that. It's just because my clients were always looking for a manufacturing company to manufacture them, but no luck. Even submitted one to DARPA, a proposal, but Dr. Bud Duran at the time came back and wrote me all. Still got the documents and letters, tons of letters. Oh dear John, you're so famous. Oh my God. But anyway, fame can really have its problems. I'm finding out more and more, of course, but that's okay. Gotta carry on. Oh, see, what was I talking about? Carry on, yes. Then the levitation stuff was the interest of George Hathaway and Mal Winfield and Alex Pizarro, and then Colonel Alexander, Los Alamos, and others came and go, and hopefully Nancy will upload those videos, because a lot of them, nobody's ever seen them. With Los Alamos, the tapes were routinely destroyed, but probably not, probably just. And the Canadian government people, it's the same old thing, a matter of national security. Go through your member of parliament, Chuck Cook. I did that, and he was told that it's a matter of national security. So, well, on we go. The TV people were paid very well, and we had some fun shows like Beyond Invention and Mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle and 300 other things. Holy mackerel. And brag. I gotta wash my hands before I touch my face. I should do that. Good old cosmically cool stuff. So, like so. It's going to take a while to put also together all those cannons. I got one complete whole unit that was blown off a ship. It might come from Pearl Harbor. I can't confirm that, but nobody seems willing to trace down serial numbers for me. It's just through the gunbroker and Cannon Superstore people. That's where I got most of the oerlikon. Yeah, I did. And friends overseas. All these brand new sites came in, and parts and pieces and shoulder mounts and parts. They were bought from in the United Kingdom as scrap metal. What's the price? I think $20 each. Scrap price or double scrap price with steel, but also there's bronze involved, so it's almost 2,000 pounds of pieces of parts. No, I got imported from New Zealand 2 oerlikon cannons. Deactivated, but that came over. It took a long time to get here, but they came over. I got all the paperwork and everything, so don't start thinking naughty thoughts. Okay, good. Get all those done, and all the bronze parts and bronze mounts. It's gonna take a while. But since I was paid very wealthy for crystal power, so there's a lot of goodies. I go to the bank and withdraw in cash $1,000 because I have people coming around wanting selling me things. So, like that. I'm making a little compound for EVO so he can run. The ravens drop by, and every time he comes outside, the ravens get very close and start talking very loud. Wah, 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 or chirpity, chirpity, chirp, or whatever. So they got an eye on for him. There's some kind of relationship going on there. I'm not sure what it is, but the ravens are up in the trees, always talking. They come and go. 30 of them came today. Huge flock of big fat ravens, all happy. They put out food. Yeah, lots of food. Oh, shit. How long have I been chatting for? 19 minutes. That's pretty good. Hi. Cupcake here. So I get such comments. I'm the son of Tesla. I don't think so. Tesla is 100 times smarter than I am, for Pete's sake. See, stop, really stop it. Do not do those kind of things to me, and don't say the government got me. That's another stupid statement. And I'm the son of Tesla. That's another ridiculous statement. Not fair. Come on, be good to me. Give me a spanking. So what other crazy things are going on? Ooh, good old Cosmoline, World War II. Smelling stuff. What else is new, Doctor? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, and back to guns and things. And Canada had probably the biggest machine gun collection on the west coast of Canada in the good days of freedom before Trudeau destroyed everybody's lives. Daddy Trudeau, and then later on, son Trudeau, the little brat. It was really free in the early 80s and, even up to 90s. And all these tie-wearing politicians and psychopaths keep twisting things and convincing you, the public, these things are nasty, and they do all the killing where a human being does all the killing. How weird people are, and then all the stuff about many other things. I was at a meeting, saw how these advertisers work. Every word is tested and say, well, you got to make them believe that and then do that and word it this way. It was for another thing. It was for an ad or something. So it's the same with the politicians. They do it, and they just have it broadcast out and out and out until you start believing it. So don't believe it. People get programmed so easily. They get programmed to hate people, and which is sick. People are crazy. Dangerous. Humans are dangerous. Look at the war in Ukraine and Russia. I still don't understand what that's all about. Seems like a civil war to me. And then you got the balloon story going around. That's another fanatical thing. You gotta do this and do that, and it's just insanity to the max. So I don't pay attention to the news much anymore. Still learning that's all nonsense and junk and garbage, and it's probably not true, and it is true and not true, and it's warped. Oh, that crazy stuff. Oh my goodness. Upside down cake. So, I do this because somebody's writing a book on my entire life and adventures in science and stuff. I don't want to disappoint that person, and I want to make a replication of what I used to do. Not disappoint him, and he'll film it, as well as others. Maybe Colonel Alexander will come up. He said he wanted to come up in April. Then COVID broke out. And Paul, filmmaker, and others people want to do films, so let's do it. It's taken a long time, but rebuild is costly and takes time. And Vancouver had the resources of Navy ships, of actually lots of money. Surplus was everywhere. And there was a lot of surplus stores. Dave's Surplus, West Baker's Surplus Store, MB Superior Metals, North Star Salvage Metal, Capital Salvage, Adnac Salvage. Oh my God, a number of them. Everything was everywhere in those days. Free stuff, mostly free. Nobody wanted to deal with it. It's old stuff. Only get, Transformers are all free. They just paid for delivery of them. They didn't want to bother taking those things apart. Dealing with all the mess and everything. I got a beautiful one, 400,000 volts AC and DC type, and 90,000 volts to 56 kVA substation transformer from Convoy Electric Machinery. Had the resources of Chaos Mud Electrical Machinery, who donated all the stuff to me, sitting around their warehouse for many decades. Things were good. Surplus machine guns everywhere. $25 each. And I started going to $35 each, then to $50 each. And up to what? 100 and 200 and 400 and all that. So anything in that area is out of sight. You gotta be smart when you find your stuff. Find mine in scrapyards around the world and friends and contacts. I have it all as far away as the Netherlands and Greece. Mr. Alec took apart warships. Sent me a lot of goodies. Last couple of years, by the way. I started making connections to scrapyards around here and gun stores and electronic shops, and it works out okay. Make new friends all over the planet. And some just donate things. Anyway, that's my speech. I gotta go and take my vitamins and get ready and wash my paws of the Cosmoline. I'm sure he makes good makeup for Carla, huh? Hi, doctor! Let's see, I gotta look good. So, with Facebook, I don't bother with it that much. I mean, bother with the Hutchins Effect Lab investigations. They're all like crazies. Facebook's like a loony bin. There's some people on there that I think are okay, but they rarely post. The ones that are okay rarely post anything, but it's usually of great interest. You got Harold Scarp in Canada, who posts everything about cannons and wrote a book on cannons and artillery. And you got David, ex-submarine person, who I bought 2 oerlikon cannons from off a gunbroker. My first 2 were from David, ex-Navy guy, and he's on Facebook, but he posts once briefly. He's cool. Still in communication with them. Plus all the museum ships keep writing me, oh, do you have this and that? Well, okay, I like to trade something, like maybe I suggest things. One was a quad mount Bofors 40mm cannons, but the barrels were torched off. Oh dear, and it would take a wide load all the way from the east coast to the west coast on a giant truck. Free. Oh yeah, but you gotta pay all that other stuff. So no, I don't know. International Military Antiques got a lot of cool stuff. It's all properly deactivated. You don't need anything. Quite valuable. Holy macaroni. These machine guns they have tons of them. I bought a lot from IMA. Anyway, I'm gonna get, as I said, I gotta go. Oh, let's have a little fun before I go. I've got that used all my energy today in moving stuff and other things. I have to take my vitamins. Hi, doctor. Hi. As you know, I do this because I'm hypersexual, by the way. And I am a ridiculous comedian. I enjoy imitating humanity's funny people. But not really funny, but interesting people. Real people. Now, don't worship me, okay? None of that nonsense. I hate that kind of stuff. Oh, Dr. John. Doctor? How dare you call me a doctor? I'm not. Dr. Hutchison. Oh, come on. I'm just a human being like you. No better, no worse. So be good to yourself. And to your little hobbit, me.
I'm a little hobbit. Yeah, little hobbit I am. Just be good to me, okay?
Okay. Time to go. Oh, sound up. Ooh. You're working with this kind of thing. You're doing a lot of heavy metal stuff. Springs and things. Now they're under tension. Always be careful with any springs. Remember, I bought that 40 that 90 millimeter M1, M4, whatever, artillery piece, and somebody was killed taking them apart. The springs were massive. They were a foot in diameter or more, inch thick coil spring. A lot of them. And the bogey mount, bogey down, bogey up. He torched it about 2/3 the way through that bar, retaining bar. Went in front of the thing. The spring broke the metal, shot the piston out, took his head off. And a horrible story. I wish I could find the news story on that whole thing in the 70s that Bell Armory or 101 Air Cadet Squadron sold it for $200 to Amic Salvage. I bought it from them because nobody wanted to touch it. Too dangerous. I safely took it apart and took it to Mrs. Murphy. You can see some of it on the BCC news story with Alan Edwards and Tony Parsons. So I took the traverse mechanism, the elevation mechanism, all the sighting mechanism, and plus other things. I should have been real smart and taken the whole thing, but really had no place to put it. Anyway, I gotta go.